May. One click and 30 days I didn't see coming. I hate running. I have never been a runner. I've always thought it was too hard, too time consuming, and just never ever wanted to do it. And then I watched a video and it was basically David Goggins calling me out for being lazy and saying I did have the time, even on my busiest day. So I made a deal with myself. 1 month, no excuses. This is how I looked on day one.
Okay, well, we're halfway into the run and doing pretty good. Hopefully going to be getting a bit better as time goes on. Coming to about the 3/4 mark, and yeah, this is harder. This challenge is going to be a lot harder than I thought, and it's only day one. Whew. I'm in the last like 2-3 minutes of the run, so whew, I'm not used to it. My cardio is hopefully going to improve because I'm sweating it and out of breath.
The first day absolutely humbled me. My legs felt like lead, and even getting out of bed was a struggle. But that wasn't even the worst thing. I was hungry all of the time. Doing this challenge while trying to get lean and improve my calisthenics skills at the same time was probably not the best idea. But after 1 full week of running, this is how I looked. At the start of week 2, my initial muscle pain had completely vanished, but I was still left with quite bad knee pain, so I started to do some research. After starting my research, I realised everything was wrong, from my form, to my shoes, to even the pace I was running at. It was all completely destroying my gains. The first thing I did was change out my trainers. I went from just some normal standard lifestyle trainers to some actual running trainers, and this opened up a whole new world of running. But my knee still hurt, so something else needed to change. And that is when the biggest breakthrough happened, and that was stretching. So I thought I was quite flexible to begin with. I could touch my toes and get my hands flat to the ground, but that turns out to be completely irrelevant when you don't stretch the right things for running. So my Achilles and my calves were so tight. It was horrendous. But after getting a yoga mat and stretching out my Achilles and my legs properly after each run, my running and knee pain went down to literally 0. Within 2 days of stretching off correctly, I felt like a completely new man. I was running further, faster, and pushing myself harder than I had pushed myself this entire challenge.
1, 2. 7.
Oh, that's the rundown. I have no idea how far I went, but my legs are hurting. I want to quit after the second one. I don't know how people do this every day. Oh my goodness, I'm sweating and feel like death, like absolute death. But I thought they were wanting a pill now. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna finish this, but we're on day 10. Yeah, it's the 10th. Oh my god, I've got 20 more days of this. I hope I'm going to run an ultra marathon by the end of it. But
we'll see.
And then on day 12, I ran the furthest I've ever ran, even still to today. I set out the door and ran for an hour and 40 minutes straight and completed my first ever half marathon, 12 days into running.
Okay, I'm on my run. I'm on lap 7, and I said to myself I was going to do 10, but it was sunny when I started. As you can see, it's not very sunny anymore, but because I wanted to quit, I'm going to do 12. Whew. Let's go.
At the end of the second week, I'd lost 2 kilos, and this is how I looked. Heading into week 3, the habit of running had started to get ingrained into me, and putting the shoes on and leaving the door became so much easier. And I started to get back from runs not feeling like I'd done the hardest thing on earth. I started to feel refreshed and awake and ready to attack the day. This is when the shift started to happen. Other than finally getting into the habit of running, week 3 was pretty uneventful, which is a good thing in my eyes. It was starting to become a habit, my body was getting used to it, but at the end of it, I'd lost another kilo, and this is how I was looking. To start off week 4, it was pretty much the same as week 3, pretty uneventful, but then it happened.
This has issued an amber extreme heat warning for...
Hello, let's start with those new temperature records.
33-degree weather with 27-degree lows. I was not built for this.
Okay, it is the 23rd of May. I did not want to run today. All day I've been putting it off. And now it is 10 o'clock. And I'm out. I'm on my way back, but I've been running for about half an hour. Fuck, I did not want to do this, but we keep going.
The first run I did in this heat was one of the shortest, but one of the most tiring of this entire challenge. I was dripping sweat by the time I'd taken my 10th step, and there was absolutely nothing I could do about it. Breathing was almost impossible, and every breath seemed to heat me up even more. After that run, I knew something had to change. So I started running in the morning. I was previously running about 5-6 p.m, but after these hot days, it was no longer viable. So waking up at 5 in the morning, before the sun's up, while it's still cool, was the best choice. But this created its own challenges. Waking up at 5 a.m. just off the whim is not easy. And when my alarm went off and I got up for that first morning run, I put my shoes on and I left the door, and in my tired, dreamy state, I started to run. I've never woken up so much in my entire life. I was awake within about 15 steps. But even though I was getting up at 5 a.m, I was still hitting my 5k every single day before it hit 6 o'clock. And in all honesty, that was the most rejuvenating part of it. Waking up early and going for a run, it made my entire day just so much more elevated. I felt as though I'd got the hard thing done first thing in the morning. So work, I wasn't stressed about anything. Life, I wasn't stressed. Everything that could go wrong on days did go wrong. But because I'd ran in the morning and done something that was way harder than the thing I was facing, it made this feel easy. And I left week 4 feeling so much more motivated in everything in life, not just running. And I was happy to say that I was going to keep doing it even after the 30 days.
Okay, so it is finally day 30. Last week has been absolutely hectic, so I haven't really done any recording. I've been running every day though, so... But yeah, this is the last one. I think I'm going to keep it up after this, but... Yeah, oh my god, my camera's so blurry, it makes it look like I've got a filter on. But hey, we're about to get going. Let's go.
But at the end of week 4, I'd lost about 4.5 kilos, and I looked like this. And I'm still running. We are mid-June now. It's been a little while. Life got in the way a little bit, but I've kept up the habit. Yes, I may have missed 1 or 2 days in June, but that's fine. And the habit just keeps needing to grow. But other than that, that's where I am. We are still running, we're still training, and nothing's going to stop us. And nothing should stop us. Nothing should stop you from getting up and leaving that door, even on your hardest day. It will make everything feel so much easier.